What's going on, guys? It's your boy Motorman Dan, and today we're going to be covering Bloons Monkey City. Now, Bloons Monkey City is one of the Bloons games in the Bloons franchise, and in being Bloons Monkey City is based on Bloons TD5 and came out with a couple of new towers and bosses and stuff, so it does have those. That being said, let's go ahead and get into the towers. For grading it out of a 10, it's a 10, 100%. All the towers are unique. There's lots of upgrades for towers. There's cross-pathing. The towers can be placed anywhere on the map. Generally, it can be. Obviously, boats can't be on land. They have to be in water. And land towers have to be on land. But other than that, I mean, you have free placement, basically. It's not necessarily grid-based. So some towers are a little bit bigger than others. But every tower is very unique in its own way. You're not really going to do something with one tower that you can easily do with another. Closest thing is probably going to be bombs and mortars, but the mortars are global, bombs are not. So, yeah, great. 10 out of 10 for sure. For enemies, you've got really good design. There are some special types like leads and camos, and ceramics are a bit of a specialty type as well. And it's also very easy. Oh, and regrows, and it's very easy to tell them apart. But I put an 8 out of 10 because they're just balloons. All of them are the same thing. They're all balloons. And being that there's no towers that skip the map. There's no towers, or there's enemies. There's no enemies that like skip over the map. There's no enemies that disable towers or anything like that. So no enemies have any special abilities. They're just enemies. They're just balloons. So yeah, so they get an 8 out of 10. For progression, I give Bloons Monkey City a 10 out of 10. It is probably the best progression that you could hope for. You literally unlock a map, you play it, you unlock another map, you play it, you unlock another map, you play it, until you get the whole map. There's specialty tiles that you can collect. There's other things that you can collect throughout the whole thing, get you wanting to play it more, and to help you with your progression. So I think the progression on this is 10 out of 10. For the special enemies, there are bosses. There are quite a few of them. However, those are boss events, so they are optional. They're not mandatory, and there's no other unique enemies other than those bosses. So for special enemies, because the bosses are so unique and they have their own thing going on, they're even on their own maps and everything, I give it an 8 out of 10. For the resource, 10 out of 10. There's lots of ways to make money. You got the village. You got the engineer, introduced in this game. You've got the banana farmer, or the banana farms. You've also got popping things with towers. I'm probably missing one or two more things. I think the sniper has, in this game, the sniper is able to generate currency. I'm not 100% on that, but yeah. So there's plenty of ways to invest your resources in making more resources for placing towers. For the micro to pacing ratio, I think the pacing is great. It's totally solid. The micro is a little bit lackluster because there's no hotkey in this one. I know there is in later versions of Bloons games, but in this game, there's no hotkey to place towers. So I can't hit Q and place a tower down, or 1 and place a tower down. But when you click on a tower, it upgrades their hotkeys. Their hotkeys for targeting as well. And the ability to micro versus the pacing that's in the game it's definitely there. So I give it an 8 out of 10. For the macro play, there's nothing you can do. There's no special abilities. There's nothing. So it's a 0 out of 10. There's just you just place towers and they pop balloons and that's it. You as the hand, or the almighty hand, you've got nothing to do. There's no abilities, no specials. Well, I guess there are some abilities of towers, right? There are some towers that have abilities. So you know what? I'm going to change that from a 0. I'm going to change that to a 4. Because there are abilities from towers, but it can take a while to get there, and you may not use them as much. There's not as much to do in the macro play, but it is. There are actually some abilities that you could use when you unlock them. Map design, 10 out of 10. Each map is unique. They're not all unique to each other per se, but they are all unique in the fact that you're probably not going to run into the same map over and over and over again. They have a lot of different maps to pick from because there is an enormous amount of maps to play through. So they have a lot of maps to pick from for sure. So it's 10 out of 10. For strategy or to combat ratio, it's pure strategy, 100%. So it's 10 out of 10 for that. Not much else to say there. Replayability, 10 out of 10. You can play this game for a long time. A long time. You can try to use the same strats on each map, but it's probably not going to work each map. Yeah, this game, there's so much replayability to it. You're going to come back to it and play over and over and over again to unlock all of the different tiles. Absolutely. And then the price is free. 10 out of 10. Anything that's free is worth doing. So that takes our final score to 98 out of 100. This puts Bloons Monkey City easily in the top of the S tier.